been down for so long, I've forgotten my way. Again, I'm not broken, but oh, how I've learned to bend. Better days will come in the end. I've known pain all along. I've stumbled, I've fallen, been breaking my bones. Too long as I settled, it's time I was moving on. Better days, better days, oh, better days will cut through the dark till it's gone. We'll live with the daylight reflected in our eyes. We'll look towards the sun, watch it rise till everything's made right. I know it's finally my turn. I've made my mistakes and have plenty of time still to learn and move forward. While all that's behind me burns. Better days, better days, oh, better days, better days, oh, better days.
Well, all I know is everything I've learned. And if I'm changing, that's the reason that I'll turn into someone I can trust. Or I'll turn back into dust. There's an answer, but I wouldn't be concerned. Out of everything I've seen and all I've heard, and everywhere I've been around the whole wide world, there's still something I can't find. I've been lost within my mind since you fell out of my sight without a word. Well, I thought I knew it all till I crashed into the wall. Let me learn from my mistakes and try to pick up all the pieces. Well, the night we met, I thought you were the one. Yes, and when you left, I nearly came undone. There's a million miles to go. At the end, I still won't know what I did ever send you on the run. Now the memories just keep flying round and round, and I'm traveling faster than the speed of sound. Well, the bigger I stand tall, it's the harder I may fall. On the day my vices lay me in the ground. Well, I thought I knew it all till concern. Well, I thought I knew it all till I crashed into the wall. Let me learn from my mistakes and try to pick up all the pieces. Let me learn from my mistakes and try to pick up all the pieces.
Good morning, Carmel Catholic. I'm Samantha Washika. It's 8:03 a.m. Let's get into some current events. A historic winter storm is causing the usual dangers like slippery roads and power outages. It's giving air travelers the usual headaches with hundreds of flights delayed and a couple thousand yesterday. But this storm is so unusual, meteorologists are calling it a generational event. That's because it's happening in some of the southernmost areas of the country. Southern Louisiana has its first ever blizzard warning in the history books after yesterday. The New Orleans airport reports 8 inches of snowfall. That's more than 3 times the previous modern record. Florida likely has a new all-time statewide snowfall record. Parts of Georgia, Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama are covered in white too. A cell phone app that helps give migrants a possible legal path into the U.S. has been shut down. Some people lost their appointments set up on it, while others have been waiting months to try to get one. Wiping tears from her face, Victoria Garcia, a migrant from Morales, Mexico, says it was devastating when she logged into the CBS app on Monday, only to find out it was shut down and all future appointments were canceled. For 7 months, Victoria says she's logged into the app every day hoping to secure an appointment. It worked as a lottery system with up to 1,400 appointments available each day. Martin Salgado says it was traumatic for migrant families all around. An exhibit in New York City will give visitors the opportunity to see what life was like for Anne Frank. New York City's Center for Jewish History is hosting the display that recreates the room she and her family hid in during World War II. Ronald Leopold, executive director, said in an interview, "It's a beacon of remembrance, it's a beacon of education, it's a beacon of awareness." That's all we have for current events. Next up is Hannah with Deep Dive.
Welcome back, Carmel Catholic. I'm Hannah West, and today I'm going to be talking about the ceasefire in Gaza. The Gaza war began on October 7th, 2023, after an attack on southern Israel by Hamas, which is a Palestinian militant group. The ensuing war has left over 47,000 dead, 110,000 more injured, and countries all over the world getting involved. This ceasefire marks the first pause in the war since over a year ago, and diplomacy efforts are already in full swing. Qatar, Egypt, and the US all helped to mediate the deal, resulting in a fragile 42-day truce. As of Sunday morning, the treaty took effect, and both sides have been releasing hostages. While the ceasefire is in effect, the United Nations has been delivering supplies to Gazans, as stated in the agreement. Experts are unsure of how the situation will progress, but during this time period, Gazans are taking the opportunity to try and clean up the extensive damage. We will all pray for an end to this war as the ceasefire continues, and hope that this shows a possible opportunity for diplomacy. I'm Hannah West, and next up is an interview with Dr. A from Merrick.
Good morning, Carmel. I'm Eric Maggio, and I'm here with Dr. Algram to talk about some new electives, especially for my class, actually, Rising Juniors. So this elective is going to be intended for us, but underclassmen can sign up. So this is going to be the ACT electives. So I know that we're all starting to kind of select our electives for the upcoming year. So I guess my question would be like, why do you think this would be a good elective to choose?
Yeah, and we've had an ACT kind of prep class on our elective list, and we just want to make sure that our rising juniors know that it is an important consideration for you. As you're picking your electives over the next couple weeks for rising juniors, we also know that that's a very important year for you because academically, right, you're going to take your ACT and you've got a lot of other academic responsibilities. And so ACT prep classes in themselves are an important consideration for our juniors. So we also know that we've had this class, we're revising the class, and some students are able to take an ACT prep class out of the school day, which is great, right? Sometimes there's ACT classes that are offered at night or in the summer by private companies or individuals, and all that is fantastic. But we also know that there are a number of students, either due to the cost, sometimes those classes are very costly, or the time, just because many of you are involved in activities at school, that those private ACT classes might not be an option. So we just want to make sure we encourage our rising juniors to consider that class.
All right, so I understand you mentioned like having a good balance between like being in school and out of school. So this is going to be in your block schedule. It's not like an early bird or anything. So it's going to be like really accessible. I think it's going to be a great resource. So Dr. Algram, thank you so much.
Thank
See
you,
you,
ma'am.
and I'll be right back.
Welcome back, Carmel. I'm Marissa Scheckman with announcements. Join French Club on Thursday, January 23rd at 3:10 p.m. in room 208. They will be having king cake to celebrate Epiphany or Three Kings Day. There is a mandatory informational player meeting for anyone interested in playing softball this spring. The meeting will be held today after school at 4:15 p.m. in room 109. If players that are in a winter sport or activity are interested and cannot attend, please reach out to Coach Parney via email or remind. The initial immersion trips to either Antibes, France or Sevilla, Spain have been canceled. A new trip is being planned which will become a combined trip to Spain and France. Students will explore important historic sites, discover the diversity and heritage of different cultures, practice and enhance their language skills in an immersive environment, and return home with a newfound global perspective. Students must be 15 years old by the start of the program. Prior knowledge of either language is encouraged but not required. For more information about the itinerary, pricing, and how to enroll, please see the Carmel Weekly newsletter. That's all we have for announcements. I'm Marissa Scheckman. Have a warm Wednesday, Carmel.
I fell in love again. All things go. Drove to Chicago. All things know. We sold our clothes to the state. I don't mind. I made a lot of mistakes.